Welcome along to Villa Park for the 127th Second City derby between Aston Villa and Birmingham City in the Championship. Both teams in 11th and 12th places respectively, with Villa holding the superior goal difference. They both have 24 points from their 17 games so far. Villa Park looking in absolute brilliant condition. Looks a beautiful stadium, one of the great football grounds of this country. It's a real shame that it's staging Championship football, because the size of the club of Aston Villa is just unbelievable. Former European Cup winners, but this city haven't only had one major success between the two clubs in 20 years, and that was the League Cup to Birmingham City, who are in yellow today, not their usual blue. And Gary Monk's got a great record as the teams are coming out on the far side. We're sat in the Doug Ellis stand opposite, and the atmosphere there is superb. A nice lion flag there being paraded round the whole end to my left. The Birmingham fans, there's quite several thousand of them today. At least 3,000 have travelled across the city of Birmingham. And this really will have a real buzz about it. One of the most underrated derbies, I think, in the country, that is for sure. But the atmosphere is superb. Right, let's have a look at the two teams, starting with Dean Smith's Aston Villa, former Villa supporter himself, or he is a Villa supporter. So Nyland starts in goal, then it's Hutton, James Chester, Tanatsabi and Taylor across the back, and then in the midfield we've got Grealish, Whelan and Hurahan. Hurahan will play on the left, Grealish on the right with Whelan in between, and then a front three of Jonathan Kodja on the left, Adoma on the right, and Tammy Abraham in the middle. Let's look at the Birmingham City side then very quickly. Gary Monk's got a very good record, in fact, at Villa Park, and this is how they line up. Lee Camp will play in goal. Then a back four of Maxime Collin, Michael Morrison and Harley Dean, and Wes Harding across the back. And then it's Mahoney on the right, Kefton Belden Gardner, the two central midfielders, and then Pedersen on the left. And it's Adams and former Burnley striker Jukas Lukovic up front. The referee today is Robert Jones. Just to go through the two set of benches, we got on the bench Lansbury, Hogan, Balassi, El Ghazi, El Mohammadi, Mark Bunn the goalkeeper, and O'Hare for Villa. At the other side we've got Roberts, for Birmingham that is, we've got Roberts, Bogle, Mahoma, Dekers Cogley, Truman the goalkeeper, Labara and Larkin. The referee, as I say, is Robert Jones, and we're all set to go. Should be a cracking game. And as ever, as for all our live matches this season, the comments, our comment section is open for business. This is our only live offering today. There are two Premier League fixtures that probably would have been more attractive to the casual listeners, but I mean, you can't leave out a derby match as important and as big as this, even in the Championship. Gary Monk, who's never tasted defeat at Villa Park with his previous two clubs he's managed, that's Leeds United and Swansea City before that. Can he do the same for Birmingham? They've not won a league derby, Birmingham, since 2005, when both teams were then in the Premier League. They have won one derby since in the League Cup. That was in 2010-11 when they beat Aston Villa in the quarter-finals at St Andrews by 2-1. And in fact they went on to win the Cup that season, although later on in the season they did get relegated. And what a moment for Craig Gardner, former Villa youngster, Birmingham City supporter, and he's certainly on the Blue Noses side today. So Aston Villa in the claret and blue to get us underway, and they're going to attack the north stand with all the executive boxes away to my right. Used to be populated by away fans, that, but now it's all changed now with Villa fans there, and they get the right hand end now, the away supporters of the Doug Ellis stand. And Villa get us away then in those claret and blue shirts, and immediately straight from the kickoff knock the ball straight out of play for a throw into Birmingham City. In fact, it was a false start, so I don't think Robert Jones was ready for that. So we're going to have a restart from the kickoff. So we had a bit of a false start there to the 127th league derby between these two, 27th derby towards these between these two fierce Birmingham rivals. So away we go again. Referee's ready, and away we go then. But this time Villa do kick off and make sure they don't knock the ball out of play this time, and they get us away, attacking the goal to our right. And Birmingham in the change shirts of yellow with blue shorts and yellow stockings, attacking the goal to our left in the first half. So Villa will be attacking the old end in the second half. Tanatsubi now for Villa as he comes past the defender, or goes past Jukovic, I should say. Deep inside his own half. He finds James Chester, who's the Aston Villa captain, and there's an early free kick there against Birmingham. Captain Beld burying hard in the opening exchanges. I think Robert Jones will want a word here. Glenn Whelan wants I think Captain Beld may well see yellow for this, even at this early stage. James Chester, the captain there, and Morrison just having a word or two with Captain Beld. It was a very fierce challenge on Jack Grealish, and I think it's just going to be a word from referee Jones here. But I have seen yellow cards, maybe red cards given for that. Let's have a look at the challenge again. The ball was laid in towards him, goes right through the back of him, and I don't think Grealish makes a meal of it at all. He felt that. Captain Belt let Grealish know right from the moment there. Dean Smith, you can tell what he thought about that. No yellow card there for Captain Belt, and I think what saved him really was the timing of it right at the start of the game. I think Jack Grealish knows he's going to be in for a rough ride with him this afternoon, I think. But Villa have a free kick. Short taken short to Grealish. Now to Natsubi will play it across to the right-hand side. And Hutton, the former Rangers player, knocks it in towards number 37, Adoma. Playing in there towards Tammy Abraham. He's got through here. It's Tammy Abraham with an early opportunity, and he smashes it over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick to Birmingham City. But a good start from Aston Villa. Good positive play. They've had a tough start to the season. Villa had to sack Steve Bruce after a poor run of form. They brought in Dean Smith, who's an Aston Villa fan, knows these parts very well. He's got a lot of friends who are Aston Villa fans. He grew up a Villa fan, and his dad, in fact, used to be a steward here at Villa Park for 25 years. So I think he's got a good knowledge of the club. He's got John Terry with him as an assistant. I think that's a good move for Villa in that respect. And he was saying in an interview yesterday on television that he wants to bring the good times back to Villa. It's a big club and it's a sleeping giant that really does need awakening, and I think they are a Premier League outfit really in terms of stature and history and everything else, as Birmingham concede another free kick for a foul there on Hutton. And Villa get an opportunity to clear the ball away as Birmingham were trying to build an attack, but they obviously stopped. Adams stopped Hutton illegally. But the size of the club, though, I mean, it's hard to forget. It's very easy to forget. They were winners of Europe in 1982. They won the European Cup, of course, when they beat Bayern Munich by a goal to nil. Peter Wiv with the goal that afternoon, and they had to. And the game was best remembered, in fact, for a virtual goalkeeping performance by young rookie Nigel Spink, who made a series of fantastic saves and helped Villa win the European Cup that night in Rotterdam. They're far away from those heady days, I'm afraid. As Birmingham are penalised, I think, for handball against Adams. Yeah, I have to say that's a little bit harsh on Adams. We talk about Villa. Birmingham are another sleeping giant that needs to be awakened. So many years of bad mismanagement at board level. They sacked Gary Rowett wrongly a few years ago and nearly ended up relegated. They sacked Terry Redknapp early doors last season, but Gary Monk, I think, is a man that will steady the ship. As we look at Dean Smith there, both managers, in fact, sampling their first taste of this unique derby. With 4 minutes gone, it's Villa 0, Birmingham 0. And this really will be an interesting game. Don't forget, if you want to comment on the match, let me know in the comments section, and we'll read out the comments as we go along. Sunday match live from Villa Park in the Championship. Well, I have to say, the reputation of these two sides, they've not won many trophies, Birmingham. They've reached a few FA Cup and European finals, of course. But admittedly, those were in the late 50s and early 60s. They won the League Cup in 63, beating Villa over 2 legs in the final, and then won it again as recently as 7 years ago when they beat Arsenal in a never-to-be-forgotten Wembley final. 5 minutes gone, no score, and it's Villa now to break away, which Anatsby gets the long ball forward. And again, the ball this time goes out of play for a throw-in to the Blues, who are actually in yellow today. Dean Smith and Gary Monk know that this is really a good this is a good opportunity to move up the table and get in amongst those playoff spots. Adam Taylor has been on. Good afternoon to you, Adam. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. You're a very good commentator, to be fair to you. Thank you very much, Adam. Nice for the compliments to come back. As Lee Camp, the former Forest goalkeeper, kicks long and high, and Tanatsubi's there winning the first header. Then the second header is won in the midfield by Craig Gardner. What a day for him, former Villa youngster, but grew up a Birmingham City supporter. Gardner again knocks the long ball forward, and again cut out by James Chester. Now an opportunity now for Villa to start the attack on the far side with Jack Grealish. I think the ball has just gone out of play. The referee signalling a Birmingham City ball as it goes out on the far side where the new Trinity Road stand has been up for quite some time now. Villa Park's one of the great old grounds for English football. Gary Monk, who's unbeaten here as a manager with Swansea and Leeds before that, looking to do the same with Birmingham City today. Haven't tasted Derby success in league football since 2005, so 13 years without a Derby win for Birmingham in the league. But here come Villa now looking to break forward, and it's Hutton. Hutton has got number 37 here, Adama, on the ball, right hand side. Wants to get the ball into the penalty area, looking towards Tammy Abraham, and in the end it was away. And now Gardner to try and break out towards halfway for Birmingham, but it's going to be really tough. It's going to be really tough. I'm doing very well, thank you, Adam. It's great to have you on board, and I'm really pleased that you could join us for this second city clash. And we have said we'll do some championship football. Well, what better way to start our championship coverage this season with a real tasty second city derby, with Norwich leading the way in the championship. Leeds are still up there, and the playoffs are quite congested. Middlesbrough won late on at Brentford, won the late game at Brentford last night, so they're very much in the playoff picture, and a win for either of these two sides would certainly put them into the bracket of playoff contenders. Well, it's still early days yet in the championship, even though we're into the late murmurings of November. As Jack Grealish goes down there, referee not playing on, but Grealish is down. He's taken a few knocks in this opening 8 minutes of the second city derby, the 127th derby. Still 0-0 between Villa and Birmingham, and referee just making sure that Jack Grealish is okay. I think this should have had a stronger referee. I've never this Robert Jones. Well, that's a foul there for me by Jukovic. He went with no attempt to play the ball whatsoever. The ball had gone. He was fouled. He was flattened, and the referee didn't spot it. I think that's poor refereeing. But there you go. I think by the judging by that comment from Nico JS 101 on, he's a Blues supporter. Good afternoon, anyway. I think we can tell what that is quite. I'm glad you didn't say the actual first word, because we are a family-friendly show. Anyway, back to the game, and it's Villa on the break, and the ball forward, and it's going to be with goalkeeper Lee Camp. And before any Birmingham and Villa fans start accusing me of bias towards one or the other clubs, I am totally impartial, and I just call it as I see it. So, just a quick warning to any Villa or Birmingham fans who may be tuning into this. I'm totally impartial, and I'm just calling it how I'm seeing it. So please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just bringing you the commentary live, and I'm happy to be doing so. And this is a great derby match to do. I enjoyed the Manchester version the other week. It's nice to drop into the second tier and commentate on a real fierce local derby. And I've seen a few of those in my time on television and things like that. You could forget Dion Dublin headbutting Robbie Savage and all that malarkey here a few years ago as Birmingham looked to break. A good crossing there towards number 3 there. He gets the shot in, and a good shot there by Pedersen, in fact, with his right foot that just goes wide of the left-hand post of Nyland, and that's a real good opportunity there for Birmingham City. First genuine chance really for them. Abraham had a sniff for Villa at the start, and now Birmingham have had their first opportunity with 10 minutes of the first half gone. Throw-in to be taken by Albert Adoma for Aston Villa. In fact, he's going to leave it to Hutton, the former Rangers player. You'll know about Derby's being from Rangers, playing in a few of the old firm games, and I tell you what, they're fierce as anything up there, up in Scotland, up in Glasgow. And that's surely a foul there on Hurahan. In fact, Hurahan is been given against. Well, I felt it was a free kick to Villa, but referee Jones felt it was a Blues ball. But certainly got a few ironic cheers, and we've got a few Birmingham and Villa fans there. Unlimited V's is a Villa fan. Ollie Robinson, keep right on to the end of the road there. That's and for those who are not certain about the Birmingham City song, keep on right on to the end of the road is their song they like to sing a lot, the Birmingham City fans. One shot each, but none yet on target for either Villa or Blues. But it's been a feisty competitive derby, as you would expect. A chance here. Oh, and it's hit with the left foot well wide of goal, but I think the flag had gone up anyway for offside. And I think it was Jutkiewicz who had the shot, the former Burnley man. And as you can see there, just offside. I'm just seeing now offside, but yeah, it was Jutkiewicz who was tagged offside. And yeah, as a Burnley fan, I like to see the ex-Corets do well. I mean, Jutkiewicz didn't have the greatest of time at the turf, but he's done very well for Birmingham when he's been needed, and he's never let the Blue Noses down. He's a very good scorer in the Championship, we'll say that about him. Whether he's good enough at Premier League level is debatable, but he is a fantastic player in the Championship, and I think Birmingham will be delighted to have him in the ranks. They had one or two injury concerns. There was talk of Jota not playing, and he's not in the 18 today. Gary Monk feeling that he couldn't be risked even for a derby of this importance. But for the winners, it's a real opportunity. There's young Mahoney, number 7. A real opportunity to him. I'm going to sit on the fence, Ollie. I'm going to go for a draw. I don't want to upset either one of these fierce local rivals. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I'm sitting on the fence today. I'm totally impartial, Ollie. I've got to be honest with you. But I think it's a fierce local derby, and I think it's 50-50 at the moment. Here's Pedersen now, number 3 in the centre circle. That's a good ball now, looking towards Jutkiewicz. And Adams is there too. Adams holds the ball up really well for Birmingham, and does well to bring Keftenbelt into it. Now a real opportunity now for Mahoney on the right hand side. He whips past Taylor as if he didn't exist, and a ball in turned away by Chester into the old 10 for a Birmingham City corner. Now this really is Birmingham. Now this really is starting to come to the boil. Birmingham here starting to come into this a bit more, which can only be good for the game as a whole. The away team, second game to come later in the season up at across the city at St Andrews. But I'm really surprised to see two clubs of these two statures in the Championship. They are Premier League teams by name and reputation, and they should be Premier League sides, in my opinion. Here comes the corner. Mahoney to swing it in to the penalty area, and the ball is flicked on, and again a little bit of dangerous moments there for Villa as Birmingham now look to seize the initiative. But here goes Adoma on the break, but Keftenbelt sees to it that he doesn't get too far. But Jutkiewicz is here, there and everywhere. Big bulky striker, of course. Let's have a look at the corner there as he tries to get away from Whelan. It was towards him, in fact. He won the header, and in fact Hutton got it away off the 6-yard box. And Russ is there, and he's saying good afternoon, JB. Russ is one of our resident statsmen and commentators you'll hear on this YouTube channel throughout the course of the season. Of course, with Chris Whiteman as well, who did the big match in the Premiership yesterday between Tottenham and Chelsea, the big London derby there, which was won 3-1 at Wembley by Spurs, and a very dominant performance by Spurs in the end. And I was at the game between West Ham and City, Manchester City, where City put 4 in. And of course, we might bring you some Wembley Cup commentary later on this afternoon. We'll just see how we're fixed for time. Where we've got the likes of Hashtag United and XO with the True Geordie. Of course, Hashtag United is set up by Spencer Owen, a very big YouTuber. And they're doing very well in their first forays into non-league football. They're top of their respective leagues. And there you go. We get a plug for non-league football on this cold but mild afternoon at St Andrews. Very cloudy as well. But here comes Birmingham now with Adams. He's done well there to hold up the play. He's a bit isolated, and Adams did very well to hit it off the defender to Natsaby, and behind for a corner to Birmingham. They're starting to force the issue a little bit now, I have to say. Now, was that a foul there on Grealish? He has been in the wars a bit this afternoon so far, Jack Grealish. We've had 16 minutes gone, would you believe? Feels like we've had 66 minutes the way this game's gone about, but we've been at it for such a long time. But it's the second goal corner now for Birmingham, who are starting to force the issue a wee bit here. And Mahoney now, the Birmingham fans right up for this one as the corner comes in from Mahoney towards the near post, and a little fake that just goes wide at the far post. It was a really good corner again from the far side. And let's just see who that deflected off. I'm just watching the replay very closely. It was a good in-swinging corner. Who got the last touch? I'm not sure if it got a touch at all. Let's have a look. It was towards Jutkovic. Well, it just needed the faintest to flick from Jutkovic, and that would have been 1-0 Blues. It's a goal kicking back to Villa. I did say it was at Villa Park. I did mention that the second leg, the second game will come later in the season at St Andrews, Russ. I didn't say it was at St Andrews. I said it was at Villa Park, just to get absolutely clear. Right, back to the game, and it's Tanatsa been here at Villa Park for Aston Villa. I'm so engrossed in this game. It really give you that excitement and buzz and feeling. But nice to see a few of the Birmingham and Villa fans on the live chat. It's good to see the supporters of two of the competing teams on here. We don't get it too often, so we're absolutely thrilled to have you both at least some sets of supporters on. And hopefully it'll be a peaceful chat this afternoon as Grealish wins a free kick for Villa against Craig Gardner, who started his career at Villa Park. In fact, it was Keftenbelt rather than Gardner. I do apologise. Although Gardner just left his foot in a little bit there on Grealish. Two fiery characters, certainly in second city circles. Grealish has come through the youth system at Villa Park, and it's amazing that he's not gone into the Premier League, because he's very good enough to play. He's more than good enough to play at Premier League level, if not international level. Now then, Grealish and Hurahan, the two-man committee. It's going to be Grealish to... Well, he's done with the free kick there. I think he's trying to confuse the Birmingham defenders. Birmingham trying to play that high line. Two in the walls. That ball is whipped in there, and Lee Camp inside his 6-yard area. Very commanding. Bounced a bit in front of him, but it was easy. It was easy enough to take in the end. Easy goalkeeping there for the former Forest goalkeeper. Well, one kick by him up towards Jutkovic once again, and Jutkovic and Adams will be a real handful for Gary Monk's men this afternoon. Here's Harding getting it forward for Birmingham. Little flick towards Jutkovic, sorry, and Adams was lurking as well. But here comes Villa now, trying to break forward here through the centre, and it's Jonathan Codger now to Adoma. Adoma now, good football again. Hutton. And it's a corner to... Is it a corner to Villa? No, it's giving a goal kick. Giving a goal kick to Birmingham as we come up to 19.5 minutes gone here at Villa Park. 0-0. Birmingham probably just edged it on half chances here, but it's still even Stevens. Gary Monk will be the happier of the two managers to spot. So he can't kicks away with his right foot, and it's a poor kick really from here, and it's gone straight to Jack Grealish over on the far side, and that's ushered out for a throw-in. So far it's quite up the Villa, quite. 20 minutes got to Villa Park, 0-0. Let's keep the comments clean and simple, because we are a family programme. But it's 0-0 in the Second City derby. Might be a very... remember, we've got 5 moderators on, and Rusty's one of them. So you've been warned. But it's nice to have the Villa and Blues fans in there in full strength, as the cross comes in from Mahoney, but it's deflected into the path of Nyland, the Villa goalkeeper. But he's given it straight away there to number 45 Harding, who makes a very good challenge. In fact, he's considered a throw-in 5 yards from halfway to Aston Villa. Adoma takes to Tanatsabi. Now changed Chester. Chester now moving up towards halfway. He's run about 15 yards with the ball. Plays it out to the far side, and it's Taylor, who used to play alongside Gary Monk at Swansea, remember. And here's Hutton, Whelan, sorry. Whelan, who came across last season from West Bromwich Albion. Didn't have to travel too far when he moved away from the Albion, who are up there at the moment, the best Midlands club in the Championship, although at the moment it's between Wolves and Leicester in the Premier League to see who's the best Midlands club. It's been a real bad few years for West Midlands football, really, in terms of where they are, where all the teams are. Your West Broms, your Villas, your Birminghams, all big clubs in their own right. And here's a chance now for Adoma for Villa, the former European Cup winners, on the break, and the ball comes away, and Adoma's cross was a poor one, and the Blues get it away. But here goes Codger on the break, and again, well played. Colin did really well there, I felt. The number 5 for Birmingham. Coming up to the halfway mark of the first half here on the JB Claret YouTube channel, the 127th Second City derby between Aston Villa and Birmingham City. It's poised at 0-0. Ball trying to be fed back to Conor Houbrahan, and he's found Hutton now in the centre of the field, deep inside Birmingham territory, but it's cut out by Keftenbelt. Now in towards Gardner, the former Villa man, the Birmingham City man, grow up, and a good ball up towards Jukovic, who takes it on the right foot and tries to hear the cross come shot across the face. It didn't deflect to Jukovic's constellation, and it's behind for a goal kick as we now head past the halfway mark in the first half here at Villa Park, and it's 0-0. But it's been competitive, it's been feisty, it's been absolutely raw passion, as you would expect from a derby of this stature and magnitude. It's a bit like Burnley Blackburn in that sort of sense, that it's that there's no quarter given in terms of a real derby match. Rangers and Celtic would probably match it for drama as well, because those games never have any quarter given in them. It's a proper derby. What we saw at Manchester last week was real footballing guts and endeavour, but there was no fierce 50-50 tackles like you see in a derby of this magnitude, and that's taken no one away from the Manchester derby, because it was a terrific game. But you know, if you're a true football fan, you probably would rather watch a game like this, certainly the Second City derby or the Steel City derby, because there's more passion and more feistiness involved than the Manchester derby, with all due respect. Both teams really do want it. The ball knocked in there towards Jonathan Codger, but that's going to be a foul, in fact, by Chester on Adams, and a free kick to Birmingham midway inside their own half. This really is it's a tough one to call. That's why I've gone for a 1-1 draw. These two teams, you know, you're not scared of upsetting the other, but whatever happens today, these derby matches, this is what we like about derby matches. It's all about the two sets of, it's local derbies. People will go into work in Birmingham City Centre tomorrow. Some of them will be Villa, some will be Birmingham fans, and it'll be all about the old bragging rights when they go back into the city centre of Birmingham tomorrow, and the big office blocks and all that, and Birmingham going forward again. But goalkeeper Nyland grabbing it for Villa, and here comes Adoma down the near side. Time for Bristol City. Adoma infield to Conor Houbrahan, who was signed from Barnsley, a real promising player in his early days at Hopewell. taking a little bit of time to settle at Birmingham, to settle at Villa, sorry. I think he's looking a much more better player. Villa very unlucky, in fact, to miss out in the playoffs last season. They lost 1-0 to Fulham, you may remember, in the final, and Ranieri's Fulham had a terrific win in the Premier League yesterday by 3-2 in a very classic game against Southampton. Here's Whelan now to Adoma, right hand side for Villa. They're starting to come into it a little bit more. Adoma with the cross, and easy for Lee Camp. Cross was not venomous enough to really put the goalkeeper under pressure, and he was able to take that very comfortably. 25 gone at Villa Park, 0-0 in the Second City derby. And Ljukovic, well, it's getting a bit feisty there. One or two of the challenges from Birmingham just teetering on the edge a little bit, but this is what we like about the derbies. You can't fault their passion and endeavour and everything else that goes with it. And it has been a good derby. But 0-0, it's been quite a good watch. Here's James Chester now for Villa, coming up towards halfway, but he's giving it away rather carelessly there. And a chance now for number 5, Colin, now to come forward. He's been tackled there, but he's got the throw-in back. And Gardner now lifts it in, and Adams holds it up. Brings Gardner back into it. 10 yards inside the Villa half. Now a chance here for... Harding... Just for a moment, gave it away. Keftenbelt. And Keftenbelt was... Oh, that was loose. And Harley Dean had to try and reach that. And he just about did. That was really, really dodgy football there from the Blues. They 1 or 2 dodgy passes there, which could have led to chances for Villa. But Harley Dean was there to rescue the Blues that time. 26.5 minutes gone at Birmingham, at Villa Park here in Birmingham. It's Villa 0, Birmingham 0. And it's always nice for the JB Clark YouTube channel to pay a visit to a ground like Aston Villa's. Oh, given away there by Chester. Really brainless football. And Adams is on the break. He's got Ljukovic to his left as well, if he can pick him out. And Adams actually has done okay. He's got a corner out of it. But really, James Chester there, the Villa captain, really careless here. He dawdled and dawdled and dawdled and dawdled, and Adams closed him down. He played a very poor pass. Adams picked it up, took on Chester, whipped him for pace. Chester just about saved his skin there for a second or two. But Villa are not out the woods yet, because Birmingham here have a corner, and Mahoney's going to take it on the far side. He's putting 1 or 2 good crosses here. I've been very impressed with Mahoney so far. Ljukovic will work with intent. Mahoney sends the corner into the penalty area. He goes, and a goal for Birmingham! A goal for Birmingham! Ljukovic! It's Blues 1, Villa 0 at Villa Park. And you've got to say, on chances alone, they have deserved it, Birmingham. Jurkas Ljukovic, the former Burnley player, fires the Blues ahead. Mahoney with the in-swinging corner. Villa didn't deal with it. And Ljukovic darted in. No Villa player picked him up. And by the time they were alert to the danger, it was too late. And what a control volley with the left side foot beyond the defender on the line. Tammy Abraham, and into the back of the net. And it's Gary Monk whose sides take the lead. No emotion from him, but Ljukovic, he really enjoyed that one. And 1-0. Jurkas Ljukovic with the goal. And Dean Smith, a Villa fan growing up, he'll be very disappointed. I think, to be fair, and I've got to judge it on what I've seen so far, Birmingham have really threatened more than I'm afraid Villa have. And I think the right team at the moment in time are winning this football match. Villa now have to pick themselves up. They have to respond. And what a great moment for... Well, look at that. Blue smoke. They're absolutely loving it. They haven't had too much to celebrate, the Birmingham fans, in recent years. Soldel's mismanagements and things like that. But, well, if they win against Villa... and they haven't won it since 2005, when they beat Villa 2-0 at St Andrews in the league. It would be an unbelievable day for them. And they're one up here, and And they're looking really good. I have to say, they have looked more comfortable on the ball. And, well, it's Birmingham City. And I can just see like blue smoke hazing over the pitch now. The Villa fans are just quiet, and all you can hear really is Birmingham City supporters keep right on until the end of the road. Well, they're keeping right on in this derby, that's for sure. 1-0 to Birmingham, with half an hour of the first half gone, and Villa are all over the place, quite honestly. And I don't think there's much argument that Birmingham deserve to be in front. Even the most ardent of Villa fans would have to admit that their team have been second best on paper. They do look a better side than the Blues, but the Blues have got more team togetherness. But here goes Hutton now on the break. Now he's got to get, and Hutton's got away from his man, and he's got the cross in. A real chance here, and Birmingham only got it half away. It comes to Hurahan. Will he hit it on the left foot? He will. It's blocked by Harley Dean, who's hurt himself, but he's got himself back up. Tough stuff from the former Brentford centre-half. The ball played in and away by Craig Gardner for Birmingham. Villa responding positively. But it's Birmingham who lead. And deservedly so on the balance of play. And a good challenge there by number 5, Colin, to deny Villa going any further. It's a throw-in 5 yards from the corner quadrant. This really is unbelievable stuff here. We have a goal in the second city derby. It's gone the way of Birmingham. Here's Hutton now for the Blues. Oh, for Villa rather, sorry. Here's Adoma. Adoma back now to Hurahan for Villa in the claret and blue. As he hooks that one towards the back post, but it's gone out of play and into the north stand away to my right hand side, and a goal kick to Birmingham. Well, Juka Sutkovic, I'm really pleased from a Burnley fan's point of view. I'm really pleased for him. If only he'd done that in a claret and blue Burnley shirt. It was a good ghosting run, and no one saw him coming from Villa. I'm just looking at it on the replay. No Villa players were picking him up, and Jukovic, he had the freedom of Villa Park to stick that in, and to do it in front of the whole 10 from a Birmingham viewpoint is, must have been a huge thrill. But it's only 1-0, and it's a long way to go yet in this game. But Birmingham have the lead, and they've deserved it. They have deserved it on the balance of play. But there's still a long way to go in this one yet. And really this. Now what Birmingham must not do is concede before half time. They've got to get a half time ahead. That will be the next challenge for them now. They've got the lead, which on balance they've thoroughly deserved. I don't think there's any arguments about that. Here's Hurahan now knocking a long ball forward, but it's going to go wildly out of play for a goal kick to Birmingham City. And the Birmingham fans are enjoying this now. And when you look at it objectively, they haven't had too much to shout about. Neither have Villa, to be fair, but you look at the way they almost dropped into the third tier a couple of times in the last 4 to 5 years. They're a big club, and they shouldn't be languishing around that bottom. They never should have been languishing around that bottom end. If they'd have kept hold of Gary Rowett all those years ago, they might have been a Premier League club. And that's how much I would have thought that Rowett would have done the job for them. And Birmingham have yielded a corner. Adams has been the winner of lost causes for Birmingham. He's both corners against all odds. And Tanatsabi and Chester are all over the place at the back, quite frankly. Now then, Birmingham have another set piece. If they score again from this corner, it'll be dreamland even more for them. Jukovic will be lurking, and it's Tanatsabi's job there to mark him up. He didn't go with the man on the goal. Bit of pushing and shoving, and it's Gardner to send this corner in, this time from the other side, just on the quadrant, by the way. As long as the ball's touching a little part of the quadrant, it's fair enough. Here's Gardner, sends the corner in again, and another very good corner, which made it hard for the Blues hard for the Villa to get in, and the cross comes in from Mahoney, and again Mahoney's crossing and corner kick abilities have been good. Keftenbelt shot, he still might break for the Blues, and in the end Villa hook it out, but it's a throw into Birmingham, level with the Villa penalty area. They look a real threat from set pieces, Birmingham. There's no doubt about it. Nyland does not look solid at all in that Villa goal. Villa do look all over the place. There's no doubt about that. Harding with the throw then for Birmingham. 1 up. Harding's throw, poor ball really. And then Grealish gives it away to Gardner. Not a good bring. And off the post! Off the post! And it should have been 2-0 Birmingham. It was Adams from 6 yards. He hit the post. And somehow, Villa survive. And Birmingham so close to a 2-goal lead. Grealish with a poor ball away for Villa. And the ball hooked in. And how did Adams miss that? And 6 yards out, it looked a formality for Birmingham. Goalkeeper beaten, but Villa saved by the post. And oh, look at the joy and despair from just half a split second from the Birmingham City fans. They thought it was in, and so did everyone around this ground. Here's Adama now for Villa, who have had a real escape there. They should be 2-0 down in this game. They have been second best. Second raters against the Birmingham side who have wanted it more. Gary Monk's side should be 2 goals clear. No doubt about it. And Gardner in there very strongly. But it's Wheeler now for Villa. To Conor Hourihane. And now a chance now for Alan Hutton. He needs to get that experience of playing in the Old Firm games into the players now, because they need to get something here. Chance inside the area. Goal for Villa. Goal for Villa. Jonathan Kodja. They barely deserved it on balance, but they've got their opportunity and took it. It's 1-1 in the Second City derby. And Birmingham will be kicking himself. That missed chance at Adams at 1-0 proved very costly indeed. Levels you devils. In the Second City derby, Hutton with a good positive run. Did really well. He fed Adama, who was onside as that ball was played. Then the cross back. Villa had a couple of, certainly an opportunity went and gone for a defensive header away. Was not very well defended, I'm afraid. And the ball came away. It was Morrison who tried to header it back. It came straight to Kodja, and with his faithful right foot, smashes it past Lee Camp. And Dean Smith's side are back in the game. Although on balance, they'd probably be very fortunate to be so, because they've been all over the place for the first 35 minutes or so. But the fact of the matter is, they're level. Jonathan Kodja. 1-1. It's turning into some derby now, but you feel for Birmingham, because if Adams scores, it's 2-0, and where would Villa have gone from there if that had gone in? It's the way that football works, I'm afraid. You don't always get what you deserve. Birmingham will feel that they will feel hard done by, that they're back at 1-1, but it's back in the melting pot now. That they have been the better side of the Blues, but Villa, you've got to give them credit. They've come back into it very, very well. And maybe that missed chance from Adams was a massive warning shot, and it's sort of walking them up a little bit, because they were sleeping through that first 34 minutes. Villa, there's no doubt about it, but they've woken up now, and it's Adama now on the right hand side. Another cross in towards the back post. Another goal for Villa. It's Jack Grealish. 2 goals in 2 minutes. What a Second City derby this is turning out to be. They have been nowhere for 34 minutes, Villa, but all of a sudden they've scored 2 goals in 3 minutes. Wow. How football changes. Villa Park rejoices. And all of a sudden, when Birmingham were 3 minutes ago, Birmingham was so close to going 2 goals clear. Now they find themselves 2-1 down. And that missed chance could be the game changer that Villa needed. The ball was played in. There was no flag there against Grealish, and I think that was the right decision from the linesman. Ghosted in at the back post, unmarked. Gary Munko was tearing his hair out about the defending there, but take nothing away from Adama's cross. And Jack Grealish, a Villa man born and bred. What a special goal for him. Wow. This is unbelievable stuff. Forget the Manchester derby, forget the Merseyside derby. We have a classic here in Birmingham, in the Championship. Who says the Championship's a poor league? When you've got quality football from two sets of local teams who were really battling it out. Now Birmingham's turn to come forward and they forced the corner here. Cue Mahoney to take it. They must be scratching their heads, the Birmingham fans. Is it going to be 2-2? We've got 5 minutes of this intriguing first half to go. I can't wait for my half-time cuppa, to be quite frankly with you, because it's been rip-roaring. So here comes the corner into the near post. Villa deal with this one a little bit better, but it's come to Adams. And that's surely got to be a foul there against the Dome. It was a really rash challenge there. The referee not yet booked anybody. Should have booked Captain Belt in the first half, but he is about to book Adoma here. Let's have a look at it again. I'm just looking at it on replay. Oh, dear me. That's a poor challenge. I think it was worthy of a yellow card. But Adoma, the first man in the book in today's Second City derby, which has been won so far by Aston Villa by 2-1. They're winning at the moment, but Villa have a free kick to defend. Birmingham far from finished yet. 4 minutes of the first half to go, plus stoppage time. This is unbelievable. I think we might have had the best game of the weekend here, folks. And that's no disrespect to the two that we gave yesterday from the Premier League. In terms of drama, we've had it all here at Villa Park this afternoon. Wow. It has come against the run of play, but Gardner now. A blue nose when growing up. A former Villa youngster. Now playing for the club he supported as a boy. Whips it in right-footed into the area. Goalkeeper got a flick away. And Birmingham were very close to an equaliser. Good free kick whipped in. It just needed a touch from a Blues player, and it might have been 2-2. Adoma now. What a game this has turned out to be at Villa Park. The Blues led, deservedly so, and then all of a sudden when Adams hit the post from 6 yards, it seemed to wake Villa up a bit, and they responded very, very well with 2 goals in 3 minutes. And all of a sudden the game has turned on its head, and that one chance from Adams has suddenly changed the dynamics of the whole situation here at Villa Park. Here's Whelan over the halfway line, just to the far side, the left hand side of Villa. It's Tenatsaby now, 10 yards inside his own half. Grealish takes it just to the right of the centre circle over the halfway line. Grealish plays the ball to Adoma. Good tackling back though by Harding, but Adoma goes past Harding this time, but Harley Dean clears for Brentford, Birmingham, rather, former Brentford player of course. So it's 2-1 to Villa. Here's Grealish, who got the second Villa goal, looking to turn provider maybe for Conor Houahan, but again Harley Dean back there for Birmingham. Here's Whelan, 10 yards inside the Blues half. 2 minutes to the break of normal time. It's been some second half. I think the second half is going to be some going. It's going to take a lot to live up to what we've seen in the first. That's a foul, surely there. The referee, Rob Jones, allowing Villa to play on, but they've given the ball away. That was a bit careless, really, from Villa. I don't think the players were in a situation really for a quick free kick. Maybe they should have tried to just calm it down a little bit. There's Gardner's free kick. It was a venomous one, and he just needed a little touch maybe from Harley Dean, and it might have been 2-2. It was actually a good save, really. He was alert to that. He has been a little bit suspect in that Villa goal, but he was good there. But he just needed a little flick there from Harley Dean. It might have been 2-2, and I think Villa will. I think Villa will feel they're very, very fortunate to be winning, but they've only woken up in the last sort of 5 or 6 minutes or so. Birmingham certainly had the better of the opening 30-odd minutes of the first half. As Grealish, not for the first time, is hacked down by Craig Gardner. A free kick to Villa now on the far side. And we're going to see more drama now. We're in the last minute of the 45. And then we'll get news from the fourth official how much longer there's going to be at the end. Wow. It's been some first half this. Is there more drama to come before referee Robert Jones blows his half-time whistle? 20 seconds of normal time left of the first half. I'm sure we'll have at least a couple of minutes or so for stoppages. I mean, too much in the way of injuries and all that. I know Grealish has gone down a couple of times. And here's a Dharma down the right-hand side for Villa, and the ball lifted in there, and Kodja was trying to hook it in there towards Tammy Abraham, but he couldn't quite reach it. We now play time added on, and as I thought, 2 added minutes will be added on. So we've got a couple of minutes more, then we could all take a break, calm down, and get fired up again for the second half, because I think it's going to be a real fiery second half for Birmingham now having to chase the game. They led through Jukovic's goal, and it looked as if they were on the way to a half-time lead, but then Adams hit the post from 6 yards, and Villa should have been 2-0 down, but then within 90 seconds they got the equaliser through Jonathan Kodja, and then at the bar post in came the cross from the right, and in came Villa born and bred Jack Grealish to tap in unmarked at the back post. His run wasn't tracked by the Blues defence, and in the end Villa find themselves in front of the game. Really, they've been second best in, really, but sometimes to get a win you don't have to play well, and Birmingham will feel hard done by, really, but it's two defensive lapses that have cost them dearly, and if Adams puts that in, Shea Adams puts that in at 1-0, it's a totally different ball game. 30 seconds of the 2 minutes remaining. Villa now need to see it out till half-time. That's the next objective for Dean Smith and John Terry. And here's Janatsaby now for Aston Villa. 2-1 up. But for so long it was Birmingham who were running proceedings of this first half. But still 45 minutes left for the game to still change on its head. And Birmingham should not feel disheartened. What's probably going to be the half-time scoreline, and there goes the whistle from referee Robert Jones. Well, Jukovic had put Birmingham in front midway through the first half, and they led, and then 35 for 10, and then Challens hit the post, and then 90 seconds later Kodja hit the post. Kodja knocked in to equalise rather, and then Jack Grealish 2 minutes later putting Villa 2-1 up here at Villa Park. Goals from 28 minutes from Jukovic. Kodja equalised after 37. Grealish 2 minutes later on 39. That's the half-time situation here at Villa Park. We're going to take 10 minutes and calm down. Be sure to join us in about 10 minutes time. We'll full match commentary of the second half of Birmingham away trip to Aston Villa, where Villa lead here at Villa Park by 2-1. Rejoin us in 10 minutes. See you after the break. Welcome back to Villa Park for the start of the second half, where Villa lead Birmingham by 2-1 in a topsy-turvy first 45 minutes we had here. Birmingham led after 27 minutes with Jutkiewicz, and then the equaliser after 37 from Jonathan Kodja, and then at 39 minutes we had Jack Grealish popping in at the far post to give Villa a 2-1 lead. So it's Birmingham will trail by 2-1 in this second half to get us away, attacking the goal to our right, and Villa going in claret and blue, going towards the left hand end of the ground where they like to attack their favourite old end. So Villa, got myself a nice hot cup of coffee on a day like today. You need the warmth and the spirit, and away we go then in this high noon showdown in the second half. Villa 2, Birmingham 1 is the score as we get underway. No changes incidentally from either side, so we'll go through the teams for you in just a second or two when we get a break in play. Just to remind you, if in case you tuned into this game, this commentary very, very late, Here's Jonathan Kodja, who got the equaliser for Villa. Now Neil Taylor, formerly played under Gary Monk in his days at Swansea. Jack Grealish, who got the second Villa goal. Grealish on the left-hand side. As it back to Chester, who's the Aston Villa captain. And there's his centre-back partner, Tanatsabi, who's come in to replace John Terry, who retired at the back end of the season. And the ball out towards the far side, and Adoma now has it for Villa. Adoma now whips past his man, and a chance here for Villa as they start the second half on the front foot, and the ball coming in and a header over the top and behind. Is it for a Birmingham goal kick? It is. Right, so with that in mind, let's remind you of the two teams once again. So Aston Villa line up as follows. This is their 11 plus subs. Nyland in goal, Hutton, Tanatsabi, Chester and Taylor across the back, Adoma, Hourihane and Whelan, and Kodja, Grealish and Abraham. On the bench for Villa, we've got Lansbury, Hogan, Balassi, El Aghazi, El Mohammadi as Cam takes it on the edge of his area, Bunn the goalkeeper, and O'Hare number 38. Birmingham quickly with Camp in goal, Cohen, Morrison, Dean and Harding across the back, Mahoney, Gardner and Keftenbeld in the midfield, and Pedersen in the midfield. They're going 4-4-2 when it's Jutkiewicz and Che Adams up front. On the bench for the Blues, Roberts, Bogle, Magoma, Jakers, Cogley, Truman the keeper, Wabala and Larkin the referee, Robert Jones. So that brings you up to speed. And here is Mahoney number 7 down the right hand side. Oh, he's taken out there surely by Chester, and no free kick given. The linesman didn't put the flag across his chest, or did he? In fact, I think he's giving it the referee, although the linesman should have put his flag up there to indicate, because the linesman was no more than 5 yards away from the incident. As we see again, Mahoney was certainly taken out there by Chester, in my opinion. Although Chester's trying to say he dived, but the Blues have a free kick at a set piece here. They shouldn't really be 2-1 down on the balance of play, but let's hope they can do something here from this set piece. 2-1 is to the score to Villa, but Mahoney and Gardner are the two-man committee on the right-hand side to take this free kick. There are 4 yellow shirts of Birmingham in the middle. And here comes the free kick taken by Mahoney. And again, it caused 1 or 2 problems for that Villa defence. And I think that should have been a corner to the Blues. Well, it certainly came off a Villa man last, and Robert Jones has said goal kick. Now, I'm going to look at a replay in a second. I'm certain that came off a Villa player. Are my eyes deceiving me? That's a corner. That's a corner to me. That's a poor decision from Robert Jones. It clearly comes off Chester's right thigh. So Robert Jones, the referee, has made a very, very poor decision there. And I'm just wondering, should a referee of his inexperience be refereeing a match of this importance? I think they should have got a Premier League. I think they should have got somebody like Michael Oliver in to referee the game. I'm afraid, because the referee appointment for this match has been very, very poor indeed. I don't think he's had a good game, the referee, I have to be honest. 2-1 to Villa, lucky to get away with a corner against them, as the ball have not been given against them. Very lucky indeed. Oh dear me, it's all action here. The referee has got to get control of this, but I don't think Robert Jones is a good enough referee for this sort of game. Hutton surely offside, but the referee allowing it to go on. Little chip in there towards Hurahan. Hurahan just keeps the ball alive. And then the cross in from Adoma. It's a deep cross and... oh, it could be a penalty! He's giving it! Tammy Abraham was fouled. The referee had no doubts. And Villa have a penalty. 4 minutes into the second half and more drama here. Birmingham are furious. They're livid. Would Morrison bring him down? That's the question. The $64,000 question. Well, they looked a foul there on by Abraham and Morrison, and then... well, I'm not sure he tripped him, to be fair. I'm just looking there. Well, he's tripped Morrison there. Did Morrison trip him? Oh, he did, actually, to be fair. Although, I have to say, Abraham made a bit of a meal of it, to be fair, but he's going to take the penalty now. And Villa, I think the referee came to the right conclusion, but my goodness, he didn't half make a meal of it, Abraham, but it was a penalty. And he's got the chance in front of the old 10 with the right footed to make it 3-1 here to Villa. He weren't in the game for 35 minutes, but now have a chance to score a third one here. It's Abraham against Camp from 12 yards. He's going to step up, 5-yard run up, right footed. And he steps up right footed. Sends it into the right-hand corner of the net. Sends Lee Camp the wrong way. And Aston Villa go 3-1 up against their local rivals. In a real thriller here at the Villa. The whole 10 rejoices. Birmingham still feel hard done by the decision. And the other decision about 2 minutes ago, when they should have had a clear corner. Well, there will be some words afterwards. I don't think the referee's had his best hour as far as I'm concerned, but Villa won't care. They're 3-1 up, and that's all that matters. Dean Smith will be delighted about that. And it's Gary Monk going to taste defeat, but I think there should have been a free kick. In the first instance, I think Abraham has fouled Morrison to me. Obviously, Morrison's brought him down the second time, but if you see that Codger's clearly pushed him out the way, there's no excuse for what Morrison did, but if the referee had seen that first incident, he would have given a free kick to the Blues. But instead, he didn't see it. He saw Morrison trip Abraham, which was a trip, and give the penalty to Villa. But I do feel sorry a little bit for Birmingham there. I think they should have had a corner at the other end. They should have had a corner at the right-hand end. Not 2 minutes before the incident, the penalty incident. Gary Monk will probably have serious words, and I don't think Robert Jones has had a particularly good game, I'm afraid, as the referee. He's been appalling, and this is why the Football League need to get these big referees in for these sort of games, because it's all right giving these people like Robert Jones games like this, and they're just young referees, and they don't know the intensity of involvement. They need experienced referees for these sort of games, like your Michael Olivers and your Martin Atkinsons, not Robert Jones. I didn't agree with his selection as referee, and I still don't agree with it now. He's been poor throughout, and that's the only thing I'm got a gripe with about the game. The referee has not been strong enough or experienced enough, in my opinion. And you feel sorry for the Blues fans. They were celebrating for so long this afternoon, but the referees made some questionable calls today, I'm afraid. But Villa won't care. I'm not saying the penalty was a penalty, but if he'd have seen that first push there by Abraham on Morrison, he needs to really look at his performance, Robert Jones. I don't, taking nothing away from Villa or Birmingham the way they've played. They've tried to play the game really well, but you've got to give credit to both teams, even though Villa are leading 3-1, but the referee's been an appalling piece of... He's been a poor excuse of a referee today. Here's a chance now for Codger now to really run right here. Codger's shot and tipped over by Lee Camp, or did it? No, I thought he tipped it over, but the referee's giving a goal kick to Birmingham. Cuts inside on the left-hand side here, Codger. Hits it with the right foot. I thought Camp touched that over. Did he touch this over? I'm just seeing a replay here. I think he's gloved that over. I think the referee should have given a corner there to Villa. And this is the sort of inexperience I'm talking about with this referee. It's not the fact that he's given Villa the decisions and anything. He's given poor decisions against both teams. And I don't think he's the right referee for this sort of intense derby environment. It needed an experienced head, and I don't think Robert Jones has that experience to referee a match of this magnitude. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. And people will probably criticise me for moaning about the referee again, but I'm afraid this referee is just not good enough for a game of this intensity. But I have to say, he's not been biased to one team. He's been consistently poor to both teams, I have to say, in his decision-making. He's given some bad decisions against Villa. He's given some bad decisions against Birmingham. And his all-round display has been absolutely diabolical. I don't think Robert Jones was the right choice for the Football League, and they need to look at how the Professional Match Games Association, or whatever they call themselves, they need to look at the way they give referees. It should have gone to a Martin Atkinson. It should have gone to a Michael Oliver. The sort of referee that could handle a big occasion like this. And they just haven't. And I'm afraid the referee in this occasion, Robert Jones, is just not good enough. And that's no disrespect to his ability as a referee. I'm sure it's a good... And that's surely a foul there by Grealish on Colin. Robert Jones needs to get a grip of this game, because quite frankly he's losing this game. This is the foul. It's well, that's a foul there by Grealish on... If he's giving it the other way, then I'm afraid he's made an absolute mess of it again, the referee. Robert Jones needs to get a grip of this game, because he's completely, in my opinion, losing the game. He's having a poor match for me, and I think that was a foul on Colin, I have to be honest. 10 minutes of the second half gone, Villa 3, Birmingham 1, but I'm afraid to say that the referee in this match, even though it's been a classic and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch two teams really slug it out here, two local rivals slug it out, I'm afraid that referee Robert Jones is trying to write his name across all this with some very, very poor decisions against both teams. And he's been an absolute diabolical excuse of a referee this afternoon. He should get back to with the lower leagues, because he's simply not good enough for a game of this intensity. Not good enough. He hasn't kept up with the pace at all. Here's Adams now playing it in there towards Jukovic. A chance for Birmingham. They've scored! They've scored! It's Keftenbelt! It's 3-2. The cross from the right, and Keftenbelt came in unmarked, and he slid it in with his right foot. And in fact, it's Pedersen. Sorry, Pedersen. I do apologise, Birmingham fans. Pedersen has made it 3-2. I thought it was Keftenbelt. They do look similar in terms of hair and stuff, but even so, it was a great response from Birmingham. Lovely ball to Adams, who's done some terrific holding up play this afternoon for them. There's the cross, and in came Pedersen Robert with his left foot and makes it 3-2, and he finds the right-hand corner. I'm so excited I'm calling the scorers wrong, but I do apologise, Birmingham fans. It's Pedersen and not Keftenbelt, as I originally thought. They do have similar sort of hairstyles. But in the end, it's we've got there in the end. So 3-2. What a classic this is turning out to be here at Villa Park. They say these derby games are usually quite dull and uneventful. Well, it's been far from uneventful today for all sorts of reasons. And it's actually nice to talk about a lovely move from Birmingham City and not about the referee, who's been an absolute diabolical excuse for a referee today. Birmingham not finished yet. 3-2. Here's Taylor now for Villa on the left-hand side. Good ball down towards Grealish. Grealish stays on side. Grealish tries to go past his man. And he's been tripped there, is he, by the number 6, Keftenbelt. And Grealish wants a free kick. I think he had a case there. And once again, the referee just doesn't want to know. He's not having a great game, Robert Jones. I'm sorry, but he isn't. I'm sorry, but if he's the sort of referee that the Football League deem fit to referee a game of this magnitude, or the professional match officials deem fit enough to referee a match of this intensity, they need to look at the way they select referees for games like that. As Jay Adams shoots on the turn inside the area, and Nyland takes the ball very quickly. I'm sorry to keep bunging on about this referee, but he's on the cusp of trying to ruin what's been an absolute classic for me. Anyway, we're going to talk more about the football now, not about Robert Jones' performance, but it's fair to say that I'm not a fan of his after what I've seen of him as a referee today. 3-2 to Villa, but it's very close now. Birmingham right back in this. And this surely must be one of the commentary games of the season here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Our first foray into Championship action this season. And it's been a good foray, because we picked a very good game. We chose it just about over the 2 Premier League games. Bournemouth and Arsenal may have run it close for us to cover, but it's an absolutely superb match, and it's been a credit to both teams. They've actually put on a show. which is more than I can say for the refereeing in this game. And Oliver Cromwell has actually put it into perspective here. He says, as a Villa fan, I'm happy that the Blues and Villa are both going through an exciting transitional period with good squads and good managers. I think they'll be there or thereabouts, both teams, that come the end of the season in terms of getting into the playoffs and going for promotion. It would be nice to see them both back in the Premier League. I think the Premier League's a worse place without both Villa and Birmingham in their ranks. Two big clubs in the Midlands, in the West Midlands, and you can throw West Bromwich Albion into the mix as well. Good to see the Wolves back as well in the top flight, and they're a club on reputation that has a top flight side. With due respect to people like Huddersfield and one or two others, I'm glad Burnley are still there. Burnley, of course, will be in action tomorrow night against Newcastle in a real 6-pointer at Turf Moor, and you'll be able to hear that delayed on Tuesday afternoon on the JB Clark YouTube channel. 8 o'clock kickoff, incidentally, tomorrow night. And looking at one or two of the Blues substitutes. Nobody's yet to make a substitution yet from either side. We've had over an hour. We've had 5 goals, and it's been a cracker. It's been an absolute cracker. Here's Lee Camp now, beaten 3 times with the goal kick for Birmingham City. Header on by Jutkiewicz, who opened the scoring after 27 minutes. A high foot there on Gardner, but the referee for once actually doing something right and playing an advantage. Here's Mahoney, who's been really impressive on that right-hand flank, and Mahoney does well. Mahoney shoots! Oh, he's so unlucky. I think he might have hit the crossbar, that shot from Mahoney. And, well, Jutkiewicz is mad with him, but Mahoney, again, whipping past his man. He's like a whippet when he gets on that far near side here, Mahoney. When he gets the ball, he's a threat. Look at this. Picks the ball up, goes past Taylor as if he doesn't exist in the world. There's the cross, and in fact, I thought it hit the crossbar from the first angle, but it didn't, in fact. I've looked at it from the camera on the 18-yard line, and it was an attempted cross come shot. I'm not sure whether it was a shot or a cross now. But it was out for a throw-in anyway. But I'm enjoying Mahoney on that far side for Birmingham. He really has looked a threat to Villa on that side. Still 3-2 to Villa. And Birmingham now going close to an equaliser. And here they come again now with Harding now. Harding running to traffic, but here's Gardner. And he's lost it this time. And a big opportunity now for Hutton. He's got Adoma away on the right. Good tackle again. Fantastic tackle there. And the referee's given a free kick. Harding is furious. And he's booked him. I can't believe that, referee. I can't believe it. Harding, for me, got the ball. He got the ball. How on earth can you deem a yellow card for that? Robert Jones is ruining this match for me. He gets the ball. He gets the ball. It's a good challenge. It's a 50-50 ball. Adoma doesn't make a meal of it, and the referee, for some reason or other, decides to book Wes Harding for a late tackle when he clearly got the ball. Robert Jones is a disgrace right now. If he's the sort of referee that's going to control a match like this, then his bosses and the professional game match officials need to look at this. Because quite frankly, that was a very good committed tackle for me. I'm fed up. A referee's blown up for the least bit of a thing. Yes, he's injured, but that was not caused by a late challenge. He went there, got the ball. He was under the tackle was controlled. I don't think there was much doubt about that. And the referee to give a yellow card against poor Wes Harding was an absolute disgrace in the extreme. And the referee at the moment is very, very close to ruining my enjoyment of a derby match. Now, from an impartial viewpoint, has been a classic, and you've got to give credit to both Villa and Birmingham for making a real game of it. And I think both teams have to be praised for the way they played it. Meanwhile, we do have a problem here with Adoma. He is injured, but I don't think it was through that tackle, and I certainly don't think it was late at all on Adoma. He quite clearly gets the ball. It was a committed tackle. The ball was there to be won. I think Wes Harding is very, very unlucky to be booked, and I think the referee needs to, when he looks at the video back tomorrow morning, Robert Jones, he will not be pleased. But in the meantime, the concern is for poor Albert Adoma. He's going to have to come off. He's getting a good reception though from the Villa supporters around 3.25 sides of Villa Park here. And Villa about to make the change. John Terry there active on that side. Who's it going to be coming on? Yannick Bolasie, the former Palace man. John Terry just giving him his shirt to put on. Nice little education for the likes of John Terry and Frank Lampard, who's now the manager of Derby. His team are starting to stir again. Derby, they always seem to go for a good run and then have a bad run, but they've been banging on their playoffs, and that's another team that needs to get back to the Premier League, Derby County. So a free kick for Villa as that ball comes in, and a good save, I think, from Lee Camp. Turned behind for a corner. He had to get there, the former Forest keeper. Free kick was whacked in, I think, by Grealish, and the goalkeeper got there from the right, and it was a good free kick, and yes, he got a hand on that. Good save. Big right hand from the goalkeeper. Still 3-2. We're just waiting for the introduction of Yannick Bolasie, and he's now onto the field. He's replaced Albert Adoma. Real sad to see a player injured, but I don't think it was down to the fastness of the challenge. It was a fair tackle, and I'm afraid the referee got it wrong. But that doesn't excuse the fact that poor old Bolasie is injured, and and let's hope that's a precautionary measure. Let's hope he's not going to be out for too long. So we hope he's bitten well as the corner comes in from Grealish. Goalkeeper got a flick, and Tammy Abraham so close to a second goal for Villa. Good corner as well from the near side. Goalkeeper flapped at it, and in fact Abraham from 2 yards should have really made it pay there for Villa. The shirt was being tugged a little bit as well, but a goal kick. There's some second half here at Villa Park, and we've still got another 25 minutes of this thriller at the Villa to come. It's been some match, and I think it's been highly enjoyable for everyone that's been there. And now we're going to see a change for the Blues, and off comes Mahoney. He's going to be replaced by number... I'll just check. It's going to be Magoma or Mahoney. I thought Conor Mahoney's had a good game, to be fair, and I think he's done very, very well. But there's a chance now for Magoma to try and make his mark on a game. It's seen 5 goals, so much incidents, poor refereeing decisions all round. It's been that sort of game, really. And I do apologise there. We have the 2 participants back on the stream screen as Taylor takes the throw in for Villa. It's exciting all around, and here's a foul against Taylor on Colin, and a free kick to Blues in a very promising position. Colin winning the ball. Taylor there, that was a bit out of control there. He almost kung fu'd it. It was almost a reminder back to the old kung fu days of Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan and all that lot. Free kick now to be taken by Craig Gardner. 23 minutes plus stoppage time to go. It's Villa 3, Birmingham 2. Birmingham looking for an equaliser, which, to be fair, I think they should be on parity in this game the way they played today. They've played with a real intensity about them. Free kick taken from the right hand side, and it's a deep one. It's a good one. It's a dangerous one, and it came away, I'm afraid, and hooked out. It's a Birmingham throw midway inside the Villa half, and Pedersen is going to take it. In fact, it's in line with the edge of the Villa area. So a real opportunity here for Birmingham to try and get themselves back on level terms. In towards Magoma. Now on the cross from Pedersen. It's a dangerous one. It comes to Keftenbelt. Gardner on the edge, tries to strike it. Keftenbelt still forward here for Birmingham. Adams trying to find Magoma, but he can't do so. And then knocked in again by Pedersen. Towards Jutkovic that time. But now here come Villa. On the break. And in fact it's a Villa throw. Just short of halfway here as we go into the last 22 minutes of the match. And what a game it has been at Villa Park. One of the games of the season, live on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Villa about to make their second alteration of the afternoon. Off comes Glenn Whelan and Henry Lansbury, which he was probably the most talked about player 3 or 4 years ago in Burnley when they tried to sign him from Nottingham Forest. Instead he went to Aston Villa. Maybe it was a good job we didn't sign him. Maybe, I don't know how he would have gone. Started his career up at Arsenal under Arsene Wenger, and he was the manager there. Just didn't get the opportunities to impress Wenger when he went to Forest for quite some time. Let's talk of a transfer. There was always press speculation every summer with Henry Lansbury at Burnley, but Villa have got him, and I think they've got a decent player, a very decent Championship player. I'm not sure about Premier League class, but he's certainly a good player. Here's a chance now for Balassi to get the crossing towards the far post, and there's a header back. Almost found Conor Houahan. It was Hutton who headed the ball back, and Villa now with just over 20 minutes to go, still holding the lead. Tammy Abraham has now gone down injured, and Villa now are losing players left, right and centre to injury at the moment. They've already lost Albert Adoma to injury, and they don't want to lose Tammy Abraham, their star player, now to injury as well. Hurt himself when trying to block the attempted clearance, and this doesn't look too promising, I'm afraid. But Balassi, good running on the left hand side there. Villa physio overworked at the moment in these last 4 or 5 minutes, and that's a real concern. Dean Smith's got a concerned look on his face there, because Tammy Abraham's one of his better players, and that's a real blow if he loses him, because Villa need him at this moment in time. This was the opening goal. Jukiewicz, good corner from Mahoney. Jukiewicz stolen in at the back post, and then an equaliser, Doma's cross, and it came to Kodja, who finished it superbly to make it 1-1 his right foot, and then Adoma again making another goal, this time for Jack Grealish, diving header on the far side. That was 2-1, and that was the half-time score. Then the penalty incident when Abraham was adjudged to have been fouled by Morrison, he put that into the right-hand corner off the post to make it 3-1, and then Pedersen with his left foot, right-hand corner, 3-2. And that's how we are at the moment at the stage of the game. Some cracking goals, 5 goals, and mercifully I think Tammy Abraham's okay to continue, and that's a good bit of news there for Aston Villa. We've already lost Albert Adoma, that's a huge blow for them, and they're hoping it's not going to be too long before he comes back into action again, because he's been a torment. It was a torment on the right when he was on the field for Villa today, as the ball is hooked in towards the Villa penalty area by Morrison, but it's hooked away by Villa, and it's up to Tammy Abraham. Now a chance now for Yannick Balassi, Crystal Palace, ex-Crystal Palace player, and Everton of course, going to prominence at Crystal Palace, having to take the throw in then for the Blues. 10 yards inside the Villa half. 3-2 to Villa in a real thriller here at Villa Park, on the outskirts of Birmingham. A stone's throw away from Spaghetti Junction and the Aston Expressway, as the ball is up towards Tammy Abraham. He backheels the ball under pressure from 2 Birmingham players, but Birmingham get the ball away. It's been a real battle here in the Midlands this afternoon. Colin is adjudged to a foul. Grealish has certainly been in the wards, but he has scored today. And it's a free kick to be taken by Conor Houahan, the former Barnsley man, and it's to Natsabi. And now here's a chance now on the right hand side, for Allen to get the ball forward, and a chance here. Oh, that's another foul there, and Birmingham a little frustrated. It's Grealish again, I think, who's gone down. No, it's not Grealish. In fact, it's number 8. Lansbury. Grealish has got his socks down his ankles now. It's almost Steve Claridge style. Right, well, it's 3-2 to Villa, and they've got a free kick on the right hand side. Conor Houahan looks favourite to take it. Referee Jones has had an appalling match. He's making sure that there's no pushing or jostling in the penalty area. We've had 73.5 minutes almost of the second half. We're inside the final 16.5 minutes, plus any stoppage time that's to be added on, as that ball comes in and it's taken at the near post under a little bit of pressure there by Lee Camp. Did really well there, the former Notts Forest goalkeeper. Did really well there, because Abraham was coming in like a traction engine towards him. Lightning fast is Tammy Abraham, and certainly in pace circles he really does. So look at this. Well, just shows how good a match it's been. 10 shots to 9 in Villa's favour, and on target we've had 5 for Villa, 4 for Birmingham, and 5 goals. That's not a bad ratio. Villa get the throw in down on the near side, about a couple of yards from their own byline. Half the Villa staff are in the technical area. There's Dean Smith, John Terry and a few others there, but even the physios joined in. Here comes Birmingham now, looking for this equalising goal here at Villa Park. They played well not to be losing this game. I have to say they played with real intensity and real positivity, and that can only be a credit to the manager Gary Monk, who will find his team very unlucky to be on the wrong end of this scoring at the moment, unless they can find an equaliser. Will the ball break for Colin? The answer is no. It'll be Taylor to clear away now for Villa. Ex-Swansea, of course, played alongside Monk in his days at Swansea. So I'm sure you'll have told the Villa boys about how Gary Monk's team's played. And here goes Hutton towards the edge of the area, and he's gone all the way, and what a goal! Alan Hutton, of all people, goes on a solo run into the area, hits it in with his left foot. It goes into the left-hand corner of the net, and surely now, barring accidents, Villa will take the spoils in the Second City derby. They lead Birmingham City here in a real thriller at the Villa by 4 goals to 2. This has been a classic, and no one can deny that. Both teams have played a part. Hutton picked it up on halfway, went past 1, past 2, past the third, then went into the area, cut in from the right, and what about that for a finish that a striker would have been proud of? That was a cool finish. That's not bad for a right back, and he's not the paciest man. He's quite an experienced old head, and he did a goal like that. He won't score anything like that in his career. This man has experienced Old Firm derbies and the like. And he runs into the Villa fans in the Old 10. That's what it means. He gets a booking. He won't care though. But it's 4-2. And that really was a complete and utter solo goal to skin 3 Birmingham players. Gary Monk will be tearing his hair up because he's not the paciest of players, Alan Hutton. But to do that against 3 Blues defenders, that was unbelievable. And he takes the acclaim of the Villa fans. They're happy. The Birmingham fans will be disappointed, and they'll be miffed at the... Well, they look miffed there at the 3 Blues defenders that he managed to beat as well. Al Mohammadi, incidentally, has now come on for Villa. We'll get confirmation of who he's replacing in a second, but, well, that is the goal of the afternoon. It's, well, who's gone off there? Birmingham have also made a change. We'll get all that confirmed in a second or two. So it's 4-2 now to Villa in a real classic. Now what Birmingham got left in the remaining minutes? There's been some game here down at the Villa. Hutton's goal of timed at 76 minutes. And Villa lead by 4 goals to 2. Goal kick to Villa, incidentally. We're just going to try and confirm these substitutions in a second or two, folks. And once we do that, we'll be able to settle down. So Hutton, confirmation there, he's been booked for celebrating with the crowd, which under FIFA laws you're not allowed to do. But in a local derby, I don't think that rule should apply. But there you go. What a run though by the Scot to skin 3 Blues defenders and then finish off like that. That was just unreal. We haven't got confirmation yet of the substitutions. Henry Lansbury, who came on as a substitute, has been substituted because of his injury, so Al Mohammadi, as I said, replaces him. And we've also got a Blues change as well whilst all this has been happening. It's all a bit confusing here because we're still trying to get our head round how Alan Hutton skinned 3 Blues defenders with his pace and scores an absolute beauty of a finish. Greg Gardner's gone off, incidentally, for Birmingham, and in his place comes... as Villa come forward, it's Lakin, it's come on, as Abraham tries to head towards goal, looking for his second goal, and Villa concede the goal kick. But so Lakin is now on for Birmingham. So both teams now have used all 3 substitutes. Villa have had to enforce them due to injuries, first to Albert Adom and then to one of the other substitutes, Henry Lansbury. Well, it's been some game here. Gary Monk will be annoyed with the Blues defenders there for allowing Hutton to run half the length of the field. But the finish, though, was exemplary. It was a sort of finish that a striker would be proud of himself. It's just been an absolute thriller. I'll tell you what, it's up there certainly for game of the weekend live on the JB Clark YouTube channel. We saw Man City stick 4 past West Ham yesterday, and I was privileged to watch that game. And then yesterday we saw that tremendous performance for Tottenham when they murdered Chelsea by 3-1 at Wembley. But surely now this game puts both of those into shade in terms of real absolute thriller minutes. Birmingham will be feel hard done by because they did put so much hard work into this game this afternoon. But then again, you look at Villa's quality, it's come to the surface when it's needed to. But Birmingham are not the sort of team to give up, and I hope the fans still cheer them on to the very end. But it could be all over now as the ball comes forward. The goalkeeper's out of his ground, showing a chance for Villa, and in the end, off the line. And Birmingham so close to conceding a 5th. Goalkeeper out of his ground again. Couple of bad challenges, tight tackles there by the Birmingham lads, and in the end, I think it might have been Abraham. In fact, it might have been Balassi. I don't know, but another massive moment there for Villa that would have wrapped up the game in some style there. But it's the Villa fans who are singing up the Villa now. And I'm afraid it's been a day to forget for the Blues, who were good value for their early lead, and then, but to be fair to Birmingham, they haven't stopped going. Harding got the last effort off the line, incidentally. We've got 10 minutes of this thriller to go. Can Birmingham come back again and score a third? Looks like a wait for the first Derby win for Birmingham will go on from 2005. And they'll next get another opportunity at St Andrews, and I think it might be a different game when the second match takes place later on in the season at St Andrews. I think we'll get a different sort of a game with Birmingham with the home team. I think home advantage is always crucial in these Derby games. But it looks as if now, barring accidents and a miracle comeback from Birmingham City, that's going to be Villa's day. Hard on Birmingham, tough on Birmingham, but if Che Adams makes that 2-0 at the time when they were leading the game, then I think we'll be looking at a whole different ball game in terms of the scoreline and in terms of the way that the derby has gone. But that's the real beauty of football. It's an unpredictable game. I'm glad I sat on the fence and didn't go for anyone, because I would have looked a right old monkey if I'd have gone for one team over the other. And I did go for a scoring draw, but as an impartial observer of this match today, I've been very impressed with the way that both teams have gone about the derby, and they've gone hell for leather to try and win this game. But I just think that extra bit of quality in the end, certainly in the final third from Aston Villa, has just proven a little too much there for a Birmingham side who have really given it their all today, and I don't think they deserve any criticism. The only criticism I would give, in fact, out the whole episode today, is to the referee, who's bad decision making against both sides. Incidentally, he's not made decisions all for Villa or none for Birmingham. He's made some bad decisions against both sides, and that has sort of soured the enjoyment for me a little bit. The ball not forwarded, he's out of play for a throw-in on the far side of Birmingham, deep inside their own half, halfway inside their own half on the far side. We've got 7 minutes plus time added on to go. Villa lead Birmingham by 4-2 in the derby, in the Second City derby, the 127th edition of Birmingham Neighbours. It looks as if Dean Smith, who grew up a Villa fan, his dad was a steward at Villa Park for over 25 years. Looks like his side are going to claim the day. But I have to say, Villa have pushed them so hard. JB man of the match, Russ Burden. You've got about 7 minutes. So anybody who wants to vote for the JB man of the match, I forgot about that. You've got to hashtag it, JB MRTM, like Russ has done. He's gone for Alan Hutton of Villa, who's played well defensively and good going forward too. Anybody else who want to vote for the JB man of the match, you've got to hashtag JB MRTM to cast your vote, and the player that you want to see voted as man of the match. And the player that gets the most votes around about 90 minutes will get awarded the JB man of the match. So Villa fans, Birmingham fans, get voted and pick your man of the match this afternoon from this Blues derby as Gardner goes into the penalty area. Real chance for Birmingham. They've got a chance here. Jukovic can't dig it out from under his feet, and in the end Villa somehow scramble it clear. Here's a chance for Harding to get the cross in, and the goalkeeper Nyland comes out and he's clattered there by Colin, and I think it'll be a free kick there to Villa, but a real opportunity for Birmingham to pull it back to 4-3. It has been one of the most remarkable games of football in terms of end-to-end action I think I've seen all season, and I've seen a lot of the top flight games. I don't think they've had as much intensity and much drama as the one we've just seen here in the Championship here today. Villa's win will move them up to 27 points and on the fringes of those playoffs. Birmingham will stay where they are, I think, on 24 points. But it's a real testament to Villa's character. They haven't been at their best today, Villa, in terms of real out-and-out attacking football, but on Derby Day it never matters. Here's Neil Taylor now for Villa. Cuts inside. Will he have a go? Will he want to put one on his old boss? As the ball comes in, it comes off the defender and it's a corner. Comes off Morrison, the Birmingham captain, and it's a corner to Villa. Less than 5 minutes to go here at Villa Park. Villa lead Birmingham by 4-2, and it's only Villa's second corner of the match. Birmingham have had 5 this afternoon. I have to say though, I have been impressed by Birmingham's set piece repertoire today, even though they're going to probably lose the match. It's the way that Gary Monk sets them up on set pieces is very, very professional. As the corner comes in for Villa, that's going to run out of play for another Villa corner. Their 4th, conceded by Pedersen here for the Blues. Thank you, Russ. And well, you guys have been banging on for me to do some Championship football. Well, I don't think we could have picked a better game for it than Villa Blues. And these games very rarely disappoint, certainly in terms of footballing and rivalries. Certainly rivals the Whole Firm derby and the Merseyside derby for drama and excitement and thrills and spells and tasty tackles as the corner comes in towards the 6-yard box, and Lee Camp almost virtually on his goal line takes it under no great pressure. 3.5 minutes to go then at Villa Park. It's Villa 4, Birmingham 2, and Lee Camp's goal kick goes straight to the other end, and Nyland can pick the ball up and just waste a bit of time now for Aston Villa, who have that 2-goal lead in their favour now. But Birmingham, even though they might lose, it's a fair bet they'll lose today, they can be proud of the way they went about their business. It has been ruined a little bit, the enjoyment of the game, by some very, very iffy refereeing against both sides by Robert Jones. I think if we'd have had a much better referee in charge of proceedings here today, I think nobody would have had any complaints about the way the game has been played. And I've got to give credit to both Villa and Birmingham for making it the game that's probably going to go down in the annals of Second City history because of the intensity and the way that both teams were prepared to attack each other and neglect defending to go out for leather to win this derby match. That's what derby football is all about. And a few tasty tackles for good measure. Some in the Manchester derby, for all its great football, really lacked a bite nearly 2 weeks ago. But it's a real testament to both teams. And we haven't had a sending off today, which is also very good. The attendance, incidentally, that Russ has just given to me, our stats man this afternoon, 41,200. 41200. And it's good to see Villa Park, one of the great old grounds of English football, a traditional football ground in the true sense of the word, as a free kick has been given against Jukovic onto Natsabi. It's great to see Villa Park, yellow card in fact, for Jukovic. But it's been great to see Villa Park really full to capacity and really a throwback to the olden days of football these two teams have put on. Although that was a bit on the silly side from the former Burnley player Jukovic. But a real throwback to the olden days of football. Some of the Birmingham fans have had enough. They're on their way back home. Won't have too far to travel. But they'll hurt. They'll hurt for some few months though, but They'll have a chance to get their own back at St Andrews as number 14 Bogle comes on. In fact, Birmingham have used 2 of their 3 substitutes up until that point. I do apologise. So they now have used all 3, but Omar Bogle now comes on for the final few moments, and we're now into the last minute of 90. Villa lead Birmingham by 4-2 here in a very tasty second city derby here in the Sky Bet Championship, which has produced some exciting football action this afternoon, and it's been so good to watch and so great to see from both teams. And full credit to all the 22 players that have taken part. Yes, 11. Yes, one half of which are going to be very, very disappointed, but Villa will be jubilant. But Birmingham can take great heart because they made a game of it for a long, long time, led on balance of play, but there will be 1 or 2 questions asked to the referee. Oh, Captain Belt left his foot in there on Grealish. Those two have been at it right from the word go this afternoon. From the first minute right until the last minute. We've got 5 added minutes. Purely and simply due to the long layoff for Albert Adoma. Captain Belt being summoned to by the referee, who's had a poor match in my opinion. Yeah, it's definite yellow card, but some of the decisions early in the match from Robert Jones have left a lot to be desired, and I don't think he was the sort of man to referee a match of this high intensity. I think if it had a better referee, I don't think there would have been too many complaints from the neutrals. But I think from a neutral's point of view, I don't think Robert Jones was a good enough or sound enough referee to referee a match of this importance and this intensity this afternoon. But that's the only gripe I have with the game. The rest of it, it's been an absolute joy to watch, and everyone who's paid a few quid to come in here today will have had their money's worth of entertainment. If you like entertaining football, you can't have had better entertainment anywhere else in the country this weekend than here. 6 goals, plenty of drama, controversial decisions, suspect refereeing. We've had it all here at Villa Park today. We've still got another 4 minutes of the 5 to go. Here's Camp with the kick. Beaten 4 times, it's still not giving in here, Birmingham. They get a throw here. 4-2 down, they trail. Harding to take the throw. Harding goes with the throw. In towards Cohen. Tries to keep it on the near side. Does well there, Cohen. Tries to lay the ball in there. Still a chance here for Birmingham. Left in there by Captain Belt. Looking towards Mangola, but he can't be found. And here's a chance now for Villa to come forward. Well, it looks as if it's Alan Hutton who's going to be man of the match. Alan Hutton's going to get man of the match. I have to say he's played really well as well. He's linked up very well with Adoma on the near side of the. A lot of people would have said Albert Adoma would have got man of the match, but it was a shame he had to be taken off through injury. And let's hope him and Linbury Lansbury's injuries are not too serious, and we wish them a speedy recovery, the pair of them, as we go into the latter stages of a match that really has not disappointed in terms of real activity and real excitement. Now, can Birmingham pull one more back before the end? We're almost halfway through the time added on. There's John Terry. Still looks a little bit anxious, even though they are 4-2 up. The Scottish Cafu, the Villa fans apparently call him, according to the Villa. And I've got to say a big shout out to all the Birmingham and Aston Villa fans that have commented on the street today. It's good to have some supporters of the two competing teams in our commentary streams actually taking part in the chat, and it's good to see, and it's been good nation and been good humoured, so fair play to both sets of supporters that have actually been messaging away on the comments on the chat. I've been really pleased with the conduct of both Villa and Blues fans this afternoon. Credit to you, both of your teams, all of you that have messaged in this afternoon. It's been a real pleasure. It's very rare we get those, but this is what we like about the English League. This has been a proper football match between two proper and traditional English football teams that have really given it their best shot here today. But it looks as if Villa are going to come out on top. But wait a moment, here's Che Adams. Adams now, he can't lay it in, and that's a poor ball. That's a poor ball. He was looking for Bogle, and he hit it too strongly there. Just needed to hit it, just needed to caress the ball, and Bogle might have been in there for Birmingham spared. It was a good run by Adams, nice run, but the ball was just poor. Too much pace on it, It just needed to be caressed nicely, and Bogle would have been in for at least a goal back for the Blues. But we've had, I don't think anyone can complain with the entertainment that both sets of players have gone. They've had 6 goals, and that has been superb. So the 3 live matches that we've had over the last week or so, last 2 days, we've seen a grand total of 14 goals. 4 yesterday at the London Stadium, 4 yesterday at Wembley, and another 6 today. And now it's starting to kick off a little bit. Hutton involved this time. 30 seconds to go. Oh, it was a bit of a sizable challenge there, but no quarter given, as I said at the start. The Scottish Cafu. Oh, he certainly played like Cafu there when he skinned 3 Blues defenders and then just finished with the ball. A goal that a seasoned striker would have been absolutely proud of himself. Dean Smith and Gary Monk there having a few arguments on the touchline. I don't know whether it's arguments or just a chit-chat. I don't understand what that is. Anyway, we're almost at the end of the game. Birmingham still not giving in and got a corner. Keftenbelt wins the corner. Now, Birmingham now have got one more chance now. They've got a minute. We've played over 5 minutes. Can they score a third goal and really finish with a bit of pride intact? Here comes the corner. Number 31, Lakin to take. Lakin with the corner, left-footed into the penalty area it goes. Can Birmingham finish with a real flourish? The ball's up and under. Still a chance, but the goalkeeper's got it. And the referee, Jones, flows for the end. What a derby. And it's good to see that both managers shake both hands. It's been a great game of football, and credit to both sides to making it that really so. The only disappointment for me was Rob Jones, I have to say, the referee. He was poor throughout. Gave some very, very poor decisions in favour of both clubs. So it wasn't one getting preferential treatment over the other. He made some very questionable decisions against both teams. But let's not forget about the referee's diabolical performance. Let's talk about the game itself. 6 goals, plenty of drama, controversial penalty that Villa got as well. But in the end, Villa's quality and class in the end shone through against a very dogged and determined Birmingham side who took the lead through Jukovic's goal after 27 minutes. And then the equaliser came from Jonathan Kodja after a good cross on the right from Aldoma, and then Grealish came in 2 minutes later after 39 to make it 2-1, and then the penalty decision for a foul on Abraham by Morrison. Abraham scored, and then Pedersen made it 3-2 after 57 minutes, and then Alan Hutton skinned 3 men and then finished superbly into the corner. And that was a really good finish as well to finish the game off. A terrific game of football here at Villa Park today. Credit to Birmingham, they were so close and pushed Villa all the way, but Villa's quality, I have to say, was just enough to shine to the surface. Jack Grealish, I thought, had a decent game. The JB man of the match, just to reconfirm, is Howard Hutton. He had a terrific game. If you take the goal out of the equation, he still had a great game at right back. It was amazing to watch. But Villa take the day at Villa Park by 4 goals to 2. I hope I'm off now to relax and enjoy the Wembley Cup on the Spencer FC channel. And unless you want to, there's also Bournemouth against Arsenal in the Premier League to watch later, and of course there's the Huddersfield Wolves match up the road at Molineux. But we're finished for the day on the JB Clark YouTube channel. I'm off now to chill out and watch the Wembley Cup at Wembley. I'll finish with this comment from Russ Verdon. A very good game and a very good commentary to describe the game. Top work to JB and both Bella and Birmingham, and what a nice way to finish off the live coverage today. It's been absolutely a pleasure. Been nice to delve into the Championship for our first live match of the season, and we couldn't have picked a better game. Birmingham for so long were in control of things, but then Villa fought back, and that miss at 1-0 for Che Adams, in my opinion, changed the whole dynamics and the whole destiny of the game. These are the statistics before we go. 13-9 for Villa, on target 6-4 Villa. Birmingham had the better on the corner count, 1 offside in the whole 90 minutes. That's a testament to both attacks, and incidentally 8 fouls for Villa, 16 Birmingham, 5 yellow cards, split 3-2 in Birmingham's favour, no red cards again. Good to see. And I have to say, it's nice to see a derby game where there's no red cards involved. And I don't think it was a dirty game in any way at all. There were some tasty tackles, but they were within the limits of the game. And to see 6 goals in a game of that importance was unbelievable. Villa the winners in the end by 4-2, but my word, Birmingham made it all so close towards the end there, and they've got to take humongous credit for the way they went about their business this afternoon. It was just unbelievable. And well, Villa Park, well, it hasn't had too many big crowds over the last few years, but I tell you what, it was a throwback to the olden days at Aston Villa. It really was. To see a big crowd at Villa Park is a testament to them, and it was a real pleasure to be the commentator today. And I want to say a big shout out to both Villa and Blues fans for making the comment section a real entertaining one this afternoon. As we watch Villa Park now emptying, the Blues fans, most of them have gone home now, but what a game, what a match, and what a pleasure to bring it to you. We're about out of time here at Villa Park. I hope you very much enjoyed the audio commentary of this 127th Midlands Second City derby here in the West Midlands. Won today at Villa Park by Aston Villa, but my word, didn't Birmingham make a real fight of it. Thank you very much for watching. We'll join you on Tuesday for delayed commentary of the Burnley-Newcastle game that takes place tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Until then, from me, JB, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you're watching the Wembley Cup, you can watch it live now on the Spencer FC channel. It's just, the stream has just started. There's 4 YouTube teams. Give them your support if you can. But from me, have a wonderful day. And also, don't forget to check out the Casual Chris channel for the 3rd installment of the Johnny Blizzard Burnley career mode as well. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful Sunday. Don't be too downhearted, Birmingham fans. You've still got another chance at St Andrews later on in the season. Well done, Villa. Unlucky Birmingham. What a game, and a real advert for Championship football. Till then, till the next time, from me, JB, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.